Yo, it's your boy Emerson Guapo, man, Street Certified News. Before I get started, let y'all see the merch, man. Go ahead, cop the merch, man. Link in our bio, Street page. Sent something to the DM and it said, Kevin Ford, aka Bandman Kevo, is a snitch. So, I get this type of stuff all the time. I said, I'll do some research into it. I'll look into it. I'll see, what I see. And shout out to goldensnitches.com. I did some research. I saw some quotes that they had from a guy, Guwap from 067, who claimed Bandman Kevo snitched on him. He's been arrested multiple times, never been to jail, so on and so forth. So that was enough for me to say, okay, I'll post it. I'll see what people say. I put it in the caption. I didn't call him a snitch in the caption. I made sure to only state the facts, which was there are people who claim to be co-defendants of Bandman Kevo who says that there was a cooperating witness on his case and that person got significantly less time than the others. This afternoon, I wake up, man, and my phone is ringing, man. My DMs is going crazy. And people is telling me, man, Bandman Kevo, he's saying he ain't snitched, man. He responded to your story. So I went to Bandman Kevo's page, and we was blocked. Okay, maybe he took his page down. So I go to another page, look, no, he up there. So I see what he posted. He posted something. I'm going to put it up right here. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Which, that's a cool rap line. Shout out Fabulous. I think that was Fabulous. Never did he really say he wasn't snitching. And at the same time, he blocked us, which let me know that he probably saw the post, probably saw the story, or somebody sent it to him or something like that. I went in the comments, man. Let's see what people saying in the comments. It's a lot of support for Bandman Kevo in the comments. He's doing big things right now with his blockchain and NFTs and stuff like that. He had a lot of support from those people. But the comments were limited. He wasn't letting people offer different views. He only wanted support. He got that support and then he shut the comments down. That was weird to me too. So I said, man, let me do some more research, man. This is crazy. Did that research, man. Justice.gov found that stuff, went and looked, and I'm gonna just show y'all something right here, some paperwork. Total of 29 co-defendants on Kevin Ford's original case. There was an additional defendant named Christopher Kane who was sentenced. He was originally arrested in 2012 when the original indictment came down. He was arrested, responsible for $184,877. He was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. There were two other people that were like the predominant members on this case. A man by the name of Matthew Mosley, 26, of Chicago. He was alleged to have made the paper. He was the first. I'm gonna put this article up for y'all, but it's on justice.gov. So this is straight from United States Justice Department. He was the first name stated in the press release. So that means that he was the most important person that the government wanted to bring down. He made the paper. He was the reason why you could even crack the card because, the paperwork went through. It says Mosley was one of 16 defendants charged with bank fraud in separate criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in Chicago. These 16 defendants allegedly caused bank losses totaling more than $1.7 million. The next defendant they mentioned, Kevin Ford, 26 years old, aka Bandman Kevo. Kevin Ford, 26 of Chicago. Cortez Stevens, 24 of Indiana. Stephen Gardner, 23 of Indiana. And Mikhail Smalley, 21 of Chicago. So I leave it right there because those are the defendants that the United States government claims was in a group called the Rack Boys. They were a rap group, clearly a fraud group, criminal organization, and those were the top names. Now, the other defendants were, girlfriends of those guys, as well as lower level people who, didn't know as much. But those were the main people. So let's go back. You got Christopher Kane, who was already sentenced to 5 years federal prison. So he was the first one to go down. You got Matthew Mosley, who created the paperwork so that they were able to, crack the cards. And then you got Bandman Kevo, who is the oldest member of the group that recruited people to bring the cards in. So chances are, you got a dude like Christopher Kane, maybe he put him onto it. You got Mosley, who is on paperwork, the person who printed up the checks. And you got Kevin Ford, who has this group of guys, this group of friends, his girlfriend and other associates who collect the cards using social media. Okay, so now let's go to Matthew Mosley's paperwork. Now, I will say this. I looked for Kevin Ford's paperwork on justice.gov. Could not find it. Could not find his name on any document other than the press release when they originally arrested. But I did find Matthew Mosley's paperwork. So we're going to put that up for y'all too. We're going to show it all. Man. So Matthew Mosley's paperwork states that from in or about October 2011 and continuing through about January 2012 in the Northern District of Illinois, Chicago, the defendants violated code section, blah, blah, blah. So what that means is that when they were originally arrested in 2014, take that back. When the indictment originally came down in 2012 and Christopher Kane got 5 years in the feds was on him at that point. Everything that they were arrested for in 2014 was really about what happened from 2011 to 2012 when Christopher Kane was, out and about doing what he do. So he was part of this group as well. If you look at Matthew Mosley's paperwork, which recently just came from under seal, meaning that it wasn't readily available. Now it is, and that's why a lot of these allegations are coming out. Matthew Mosley, it says, let's go down to the affidavit, because in his paperwork it explains, the cracking cards, the fraud scheme, it explains all that stuff. But it also gets to the point where it says CW. Now that's important. A CW is a confidential witness. A confidential witness is a person who has not been arrested yet, but also it knows the arrest is coming and is cooperating so that when they do get arrested, they get less time. So Christopher Kane could not have been the confidential witness because he was already serving 5 years in the feds, which was more time than Bandman Kevo got anyway. So the chances of Christopher Kane cooperating while in prison on his friends who are not in prison yet and getting more time than his friends, that's not gonna happen. They wouldn't have any snitches if snitches got more time than the people they snitched on. So according to the CW, once a cracking card schemer has a debit card and PIN number for a third-party account, the schemer manufactures, purchases, or otherwise obtains one or more counterfeit checks to deposit into the third-party bank account. So that means that this confidential witness had direct and express knowledge of exactly how to crack the card. Once I get the card, I go get the check, I deposit it into the bank account. And we've already established that Matthew Mosley created the checks. And this is Matthew Mosley's paperwork, so he can't be a confidential witness against himself. It says a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to show the paperwork. I'm going to put a link for the paperwork in the description. I don't want to make this video too long, man, but one thing at Street Certified News, we're not investigators. We don't investigate crimes. We don't solve crimes, but I'm also not no hater. It's your boy MRXO Guapo. And to be honest, this probably would have just been a regular post and keep going on with my life if it wasn't for people calling my phone, telling me that this dude with over 1 million followers is responding directly to us. I check his page, he got us blocked. He's limiting the comments. He's trying to sway the view of him being a rat, one-sided for him and all his buddies who enjoy, whatever he does with the NFTs and stuff. I don't got nothing against that. What I got against is people went to jail. People went to prison. People's lives were affected. Their families' lives were affected. And it was most likely, well, not even most likely, it was documented because one of these guys decided that they couldn't hold their own weight. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with men who make decisions and can't deal with the consequences. I got a problem with that. So like I said, we just gonna put it out there. Christopher Kane could not been a confidential witness because he was already incarcerated and he received more time than his co-defendants. Matthew Mosley, in his paperwork, it says that there's a confidential witness that basically told everybody everything from 2012 when Christopher Kane was arrested and subsequently convicted until 2014. With help from the confidential witness, the feds put together their case, and the first person they went and got was Matthew Mosley. The second person on that paperwork, Kevin Ford, aka Bandman Kevo. Like I said, I'm gonna show all y'all the paperwork, all the documentation that I found in my freaking 1 hour, man. It took me like an hour to go look this shit up. You see what I'm saying? So just make sure you know who you're doing business with, man. Make sure you know who you're around. Make sure you know who can't hold their weight and can't hold their weight, and treat them as such, man. It's your boy MSL Guapo, man. We out.